Lamine Yamal is currently one of the best players in the world, and he has always said that his biggest idol is Neymar. So today I'll be giving Yamal Neymar's entire career to see if he can perform better than his idol and actually go on to reach his full potential. But for now, Yamal's journey will begin in Brazil, where the Wonder Kid has been making a name for himself in the Santos Academy for years, and he has been so good that he earned himself a spot in the first team starting 11. And from the moment Yamal stepped on the pitch, you could just see the incredible amount of talent that he had, as he was untouchable on the ball and had enough composure in front of goal to score 9 times in his first professional season. And with all of Yamal's impressive performances, we will see him be named as the best young player in Brazil, but by far the biggest moment of his young career will come in the Copa Libertadores final, where he came off the bench and will go on to have a very big influence on the game by scoring the only goal in the final to win Santos this competition for the first time in almost 50 years, and it's already clear that this kid is destined to achieve great things. And after an incredible breakout season at Santos, Lamine Yamal made a big step in his career to move back to his home country Spain and join one of the best teams in the world, FC Barcelona. And to complete Barcelona's brand new attack, they also signed Luis Suarez from Liverpool, and while this was the year that MSN was formed in real life, in this reality we have Yamal instead of Neymar. And in the next few years we will see how this attack performs, especially against their biggest rivals Real Madrid, who are also building to become one of the best teams in the world. And while many didn't expect Yamal to flourish straight away at Barcelona, we will see him prove everyone wrong by showing that he is more than ready to play at this level, especially with the help of players like Lionel Messi, who provided him with a few assists to help Yamal score an impressive 16 goals in his first season at the club. But it is fair to say that Barcelona were far from their best this season, as Atletico Madrid were the winners of this year's La Liga, and not only did Barcelona lose the Copa del Rey final to Real Madrid, but they also had to sit and watch their biggest rival win the Champions League for the 10th time in their history, meaning that they are currently the best team in the world, and Barcelona have to try reach that level next season. But before we get to that, Yamal had to turn his focus over to the national team, as he was called up to play in his first ever World Cup. And with Spain being the defending champions of this competition, there were very high expectations for the team, but they simply didn't live up to the hype, as even though Yamal was a bright spark in the team, contributing to 3 goals in the tournament, his country were embarrassingly knocked out in the group stages of the World Cup. And it looks like with the golden generation of Spain getting older, it is up to Yamal to restore Spain to glory, just like he's doing right now in real life. But this will be the year that Luis Enrique will join Barcelona as the new manager, and he will go on to change Lamine Yamal's training plan to not only help him become a better player, but to also set him on the right path to one day reach his goal of becoming the best player in the world. And after seeing promising signs last season, we will witness this Barcelona attack fully evolve to the next level, as they not only had better chemistry with each other, but Yamal was also rapidly growing as a player and showing his incredible potential to be up there with Messi and Ronaldo. And this year Barca was so dominant as a team, as they not only won the La Liga title, but Yamal also scored the winning goal in the Copa del Rey final to secure his team yet another trophy this season. But Barcelona's main goal still remains to win the Champions League, as they haven't won it since the 2011 season. And this year they will go on to have an incredible run in the competition, with Yamal playing a very key role in the team and scoring 7 goals to help Barcelona go all the way to the final. And this is without a doubt the biggest game in Champions League history, because not only is it the first time that these two are meeting in a UCL final, but we also get to see prime Barcelona go up against prime Real Madrid. And it will be the Barcelona attack that will create the first real chance of the game. Messi plays out wide to Lamine Yamal. Luis Suarez is there. Luis Suarez with the first shot of the game. That is a great save by the keeper. And at the other end, we will also see a bit from Real Madrid. Oh, the ball's with Modric now, and he plays it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo takes a shot with his left foot, but that is a great stop by Ter Stegen. Let's go. But the more the game went on, we would see the better chances fall to the Barcelona attack. Yamal's cutting inside. He plays over to Suarez, and now there is a lot of space down the left-hand side. Iniesta, over to Yamal. Oh, he can't score that. Oh my goodness, that is a big opportunity missed. And we would see more chances fall to Lamine Yamal, but he just couldn't finish, but he was still by far the most dangerous player in this game. The ball comes through to Luis Suarez, but there aren't many options, but Yamal is trying to make a run, and he gets past Carvajal. Lamine Yamal, come on. Oh, yo, that is a crazy tackle by Ramos, and that is a penalty for Barcelona. Let's go. This is exactly what we needed. But obviously Messi is the main man of this team, and he is going to be the one to take the penalty. Can Messi score in the Champions League final? Of course he can. What a penalty. And that is 1-0 to Barcelona against Real Madrid, and this has been a very good half by the team. And that penalty by Lionel Messi will give Barcelona a very important lead going into halftime, but Real Madrid, who have been very quiet in the first half, will start the second on fire. For some reason, Real Madrid have Ronaldo to take the corner, but he's going to play it in. Can we get it away? No, it falls through to Toni Kroos, and he gets an equalizing goal. No, that is the worst possible way for us to start the second half. And that goal will completely change the game, because Real Madrid will keep on creating chances in hopes of getting a second goal, and at the other end, Barcelona knew that they needed to respond quickly. The ball is now with Lamine Yamal. He gets past a few players, still Yamal with the ball. Messi's making a run. Yamal plays it over, and that is headed to Casillas. And with less than 10 minutes left in this final, we will see things start to ramp up with Real Madrid on the attack once again. Gareth Bale cuts inside again. Bale! Yo, that is an insane shot by Gareth Bale, and already Barcelona are behind in this final, and this has been a terrible second half by Barcelona. And right before the goal, we will also see Luis Suarez go down injured, so Pedro will have to come in and replace him, and Barcelona are desperately in need of a goal. The ball goes through to Lamine Yamal. Yamal cuts inside. He's going to take a shot. Oh my goodness, that was the chance right there. Oh, we are so unlucky. But maybe there was just enough time in the game for one final opportunity. Now Pedro down the left-hand side. Pedro's looking for options. Oh my god, that's terrible. No, it comes through to Yamal, and now Xavi. Let's go. Oh my goodness, what a goal by Barcelona in literally the final second of the game. We've equalized the final, and it's 2-2. Let's go. And that very clutch late goal would take the game into extra time, where there were surprisingly no goals by either team, and that means that the Champions League final between Barcelona and Real Madrid will have to be decided on penalties. Okay, here we go. Lionel Messi is going to take the first penalty, and he already scored in the game, and he scores once again. Let's go. But now it's Cristiano Ronaldo to take a penalty, and he's taking a slower run up for some reason. Ronaldo, and that is off the post. Let's go. And now it's Xavi. He scored the goal in the game, but can he score again? Oh my god, I literally went to the left. But now it's Benzema up next for Real Madrid, and that is an incredible save. And now Lamine Yamal is up next for Barcelona. Come on, we need him to score this penalty right here. Lamine Yamal, that is a great penalty. And now it's Luka Modric for Real Madrid. Can we make a save? Oh my days, Ter Stegen is absolutely amazing, and that means that Iniesta scores this, and we are going to win the Champions League final. Okay, come on, let's lock in Iniesta. Iniesta, let's go. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. What a penalty, and what a way for Barcelona to win the Champions League. They did it against the current champions Real Madrid, and Lamine Yamal has won his first Champions League trophy. Remember, Neymar only won one in real life, and our goal is to see if Lamine Yamal can win even more throughout his career. But Yamal also suffered the same fate as Neymar when he came to the Ballon d'Or, as even though he was undoubtedly one of the best players around, he still didn't do enough to surpass his teammate Lionel Messi. And now in season 4, the focus for Yamal and Barcelona is to try replicate the success of last season, and with Messi being sidelined for the first 3 months of the campaign, we will see Yamal take over as the leader of the team, and he will show that he is more than capable and talented to be the main guy, as he carried them to some very important wins. And even when Messi did eventually return to the pitch, Yamal was still able to have a strong end to the season, as he was directly involved in more than 50 goals in all competitions, and his contributions played a huge role in helping Barcelona successfully defend their La Liga title and also go on to win the Copa del Rey for the second year in a row. But the Champions League is still the most difficult competition to win, and not being able to get past Atletico Madrid in the quarterfinals not only meant that Barcelona couldn't retain the Champions League title, but they also had to watch their big rivals go on to win it once again. And going into Euro 2016, Yamal had another chance to win himself his first ever international trophy, but despite once again being a standout performer for his country and getting them to the quarterfinals, it will be yet another disappointing end to the tournament, as they got knocked out by Germany, and with Portugal winning the whole competition, Cristiano Ronaldo was the rightful winner of this year's Ballon d'Or. But at the start of the new season, there were a lot of reports coming out that Yamal was thinking of a move away from Barcelona, but he went ahead to deny all the rumors and just went on with his business on the pitch as usual, as he was once again producing world-class numbers for the team and went on to score 37 goals while providing 14 assists to help Barcelona win the Copa del Rey title for the 3rd year in a row, while also adding the Spanish Super Cup to the trophy collection. But the vibe was definitely shifting, as Messi was still being recognized as the face of the club, and Yamal was starting to wonder if he will ever be the main man at Barcelona. And unsurprisingly, rumors started to come out again about Yamal thinking of a move away from Barca, and we see these types of transfers happen all the time time in real life, and to make sure that I don't miss out on any of the latest football news and rumors, I use this great app called FotMob, who are actually the sponsors of today's video. FotMob is my go-to football app that helps me keep track of everything in the world of football. I'm talking about live scores from over 500 leagues around the world, and I personally like that it lets me follow my favorite team, so I have a personalized tab that shows me all the reliable news that I need to know about the teams that I support. And they also have the best detailed stats for players, and as we can see right here, Lamine Yamal last season was averaging an 8.04 player rating, which is just absolutely insane. And looking at every other one of his stats on FotMob, we could just see exactly why he is one of the favorites to win the Ballon d'Or. But we also know that the new season is starting soon, and FotMob are giving away 10 copies of the new EA FC 26 and 5 Premier League shirts. And if you want to have a chance of winning, all you have to do is to download the FotMob app using the link in my video description or scanning the QR code that's on the screen right now. And once you're in, all you need to do is to click on the More tab on the bottom right of your screen, go over to settings, scroll down to redeem code, and enter the text PL25, which takes you over to the simple form where you put in your contact information and let them know that I sent you. And once you're done with that, you will have a chance to win some of these great prizes. And once again, a big thank you to FotMob for sponsoring this video. But now it's time for us to find out what is next for Lamine Yamal. Well, just like Neymar, it was time for Yamal to open the next chapter of his career as he joined PSG for a record-breaking fee. And not only do we have the goal of winning the Champions League for the first time in PSG's history, but we also want to see if Yamal can reach his full potential and win a Ballon d'Or, especially with a world-class talent like Kylian Mbappe also joining the team. And on the pitch, Lamine Yamal will have a bright start to his career in France as he was finally playing in his preferred position and he was the main man of the team. And it's fair to say that he had no issues adapting to his new surroundings as he was able to score 29 goals in the season, which helped his team dominate and complete the domestic treble by winning the league title, Coupe de France and the French Super Cup. But we all know that the real struggle will come in the Champions League, and PSG were far from impressive as they couldn't get past the defending champions and were embarrassingly knocked out in the round of 16. But one of Yamal's biggest goals is to win his country a World Cup, and while in real life we saw Spain get knocked out of the 2018 World Cup in the round of 16, in this reality they have Lamine Yamal, and he was able to show that he is one of the best players in the world as he carried his country all the way to the World Cup semi-final, and all they need to do is to get a big win against France to send them through to the World Cup final. But in this game we will see a very few amount of chances be created, and full time will come without any team being able to find the back of the net. So that means that this time we'll be going on to penalties, and the winners will be the team to go through to the World Cup final. And to make things more interesting, I am not going to be controlling this penalty shootout, so let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. Cesc Fabregas is going to take the first penalty for Spain, and that is a good pen. Let's go. And now it's Griezmann up next for France. Antoine Griezmann. Oh, that's an incredible save by David De Gea, and we have a chance to take the lead right here. David Silva. Oh my God, what was that penalty? Pogba's up next. Paul Pogba. Yo, that was a rocket, but he somehow made a save, and now it's Lamine Yamal. Oh my God, no one can score penalties. What's going on? Giroud is up next, but he goes ahead and scores, and now it's 1-1. Thiago, we need you to score this, bro. Everyone's been missing, but Thiago doesn't. Let's go. And now it's Kylian Mbappe. Come on, we can make a save right here. Oh, that was a good pen. I can't lie, that was a good pen. Iniesta's up next for Spain. Iniesta, that was terrible again. Oh my God, and that means that if Umtiti scores this penalty, France are going to be the team to go through to the final. And come on, David De Gea has made a few good saves, but Umtiti, oh, he goes down the middle. No. That's the closest Lamine Yamal has gotten to getting to the World Cup final, and now it looks like he has to wait a bit longer to get his hands on a World Cup trophy. And losing that game also put an end to his chances of winning the Ballon d'Or this season, as Ronaldo was once again the winner. And while 2019 was a year of frustration for Neymar due to injuries, Yamal on the other hand has been able to stay healthy and is motivated to show why he is the most expensive player of all time. And it looks like Lamine is finally starting to hit his prime, as he was on a different level this season, not only when it came to scoring goals, but also creating plays for the team. And with his incredible output, we will see him being named as the league's player of the season while leading his team to back-to-back league titles and Coupe de France. But when he mattered the most in the Champions League, Yamal was always there to perform, as he scored 12 goals in the competition to make history and carry PSG to their first ever Champions League final. And it's not going to be an easy game, as we are going up against Tottenham, which is another team that has never won this competition before. But Lamine Yamal will start the game showing why he is the best player in the world. Oh, Yamal absolutely destroyed the defender right there. And still Yamal. Come on, can he finish? Yo, that is an absolutely insane way to start the Champions League final. This guy is incredible. Let's go. But just a few minutes later, Tottenham will have a good chance to equalize the game. Dele Alli with the ball. He plays over to Kane. Harry Kane. Oh, that is just wide. Oh my. And even though PSG were creating some good goal scoring opportunities, the first half was surprisingly dominated by Tottenham as they were looking very hungry to make the scores level again. Oh, that's a good pass out wide to Rose and back to Ali. Oh, that is an absolutely incredible save by Buffon. And honestly, if we didn't have Buffon, we could have easily conceded a few goals. The ball's with Son out here. Son is going to play it in to Kane. Oh, what a stop by Buffon. Yo, this is why he's the greatest keeper of all time. And his incredible saves will make sure that we will go into the break with a very important 1-0 lead. And in the second half, we will finally start to see a lot more from the PSG attack. Di Maria plays it over to Kylian Mbappe. Waiting for options. Di Maria with the ball again. He plays over the top to Yamal. Yamal with a touch and a finish. Oh my goodness, what a goal by Lamine Yamal. That is now 2 in the Champions League final, and Tottenham are going to need something special to get back from this. Well, they never gave up and they actually kept on creating some really good chances, and they came close to scoring quite a few times. Sissoko, back to Eriksen. Oh my god, no matter what Tottenham do, they just cannot get past Buffon. This is insane. But again, the quality of Yamal was causing the defense a few problems. Oh, that's a great pass, and Yamal, oh my goodness, he absolutely cooked the 2 defenders and he wins his team a free kick. Let's go. And now after winning the free kick, Lamine Yamal has a chance to complete the hat-trick in the Champions League final. Yamal, oh my goodness, what a goal by Lamine Yamal to complete the hat-trick against Tottenham. This guy single-handedly destroyed the team, and PSG are only minutes away from winning the first ever Champions League trophy. Well, there was no way that Tottenham were coming back from 3 goals down, and PSG have just created history. What a Champions League final performance by Lamine Yamal. He single-handedly destroyed Tottenham in this final, and he has done something that his idol was never able to do, and that is to win the Champions League with PSG. And with Lamine Yamal's incredible season, he was able to win his first ever Ballon d'Or and complete one of the biggest dreams of his career. But something that made Messi and Ronaldo the GOATs is that they were consistent for many years, and coming off that legendary season, Yamal was showing no signs of slowing down as the best player in the world continued to put out incredible performances week in and week out, and he had by far the best goal scoring season of his career. And it was no surprise to see that he was once again the league's player of the season, as PSG were yet again too strong for any team in the French league. And the same can also be said about the Champions League, as PSG were once again favourites to win it, and they lived up to the expectation by getting past some very tough sides to make it through to their second Champions League final in a row, where they are going to be facing a prime Bayern Munich. But the game wouldn't start the way of PSG, as Bayern Munich had a very good opening opportunity, and only a few minutes later they were on the attack once again. Oh, that's an interception by Kimmich, and it falls to Gnabry. Oh, that's off the post. Oh my goodness, what a flipping start Bayern Munich have had to this final. But at the other end, we will see PSG create their first real chance of this final. Oh, that's a great pass by Di Maria over to Verratti. He plays it to Mbappe. Oh, that is so wide. Oh my goodness, man. And it's fair to say that Bayern Munich dominated the first half as chances just kept on flying in. Goretzka plays over to Lewandowski. Oh my god, that is great play by Bayern Munich, but what a save, and an even better save by Keylor Navas. Let's go. But our goalkeeper couldn't save us forever. Kingsley Coman. Oh my god, it was inevitable. Bayern Munich had been all over us in this first half, and they get the goal that they probably do deserve. And it is fair to say that Bayern Munich were by far the better team in the first half, and PSG knew that they needed to do a lot better in the second. Paredes plays it over to Lamine Yamal. He's trying to find space. Yamal, he takes a shot, and that is a great save by Manuel Neuer. This is already more than Yamal did the whole of the first half. And while we were creating a lot more chances in this half, one thing we cannot do is to let Bayern Munich get a second, because it will cause a lot of problems. Coman comes out with the ball. He plays over to Robert Lewandowski, over to Thomas Muller. That was an insane save by Navas that could keep us in this final. And while Bayern Munich were trying to get a second goal, we will see PSG catch them on the counter. Lamine Yamal was able to pick up the ball from deep, and he plays it over to Angel Di Maria. Oh my god, there is so much space on the left hand side. Can he go all the way? Di Maria, yes he can. can. Let's go. What a goal from him. Finally, we're able to get past Neuer and the scores are level again, and we still have enough time to get the winning goal. And we all know how important momentum is, as PSG had all the confidence to try and get themselves a second. Oh, that is a beautiful ball from Verratti over to Lamine Yamal. Come on, can he finish? No, Mbappe, yes, let's go. PSG have been able to get a second goal in the final minutes of this game. I cannot believe Yamal absolutely choked that, but all that matters is that we are 2-1 up against Bayern, and we have to be careful because they might be just enough time for another goal. Well, Bayern put everything they had into the attack, and they were able to win themselves a corner in the final seconds of this final. For some reason, Robert Lewandowski is taking the corner, but he's playing it in, and that is over to Hernandez, but that is well over the bar, and that is the final whistle in the Champions League final. What an incredible second half comeback by PSG. Lamine Yamal now has his third Champions League trophy to his name, and that is way more than Neymar was ever able to do. But one thing we still haven't seen Yamal achieve is to win an international trophy, and that could change this season, as former Barcelona manager Luis Enrique is now in charge of Spain, and he promises to make the team better. Well, on the pitch, Spain were definitely looking a lot more promising, as the team gave everything to win this tournament, and Yamal was on great form, scoring 5 goals in the competition to help his country make it all the way to the Euro final, and now he has one of the biggest games of his career, as he has the task of stopping Italy. And Italy could have easily scored in the first few minutes of the game. Oh, that is a good pass over to Immobile, over to Verratti, that is off the post. Oh my god, we are so lucky. But not too long after, we'll see Yamal create a great opportunity. Oh my goodness, Lamine Yamal absolutely sat down that guy, and that is a great ball over to Morata, and what a finish from Morata. Let's go. We are only 10 minutes into the game, and that is 1-0 to Spain. What an assist by Lamine Yamal, and what a start. But straight away, Italy were searching for a way to get a goal in this final, and they came close a few times. And now Italy are on the attack once again. It's Verratti. Still Verratti on the ball, we can't get it away from him, and he somehow misses that opportunity. Oh my. Well, there weren't many more chances in the first half of this final, but the second half will start in favour of Italy. Chiesa cuts inside. Oh, he gets past a few players, plays over to Verratti. Oh, what a flipping goal. Oh my god. Yo, that was a crazy goal by Verratti. The score is 1-1, and we need Spain to do a lot better in the second half. Well, only a few minutes later, we would see the most bizarre thing happen. Yamal? Oh my god, absolutely destroyed the defender. Still Yamal with the ball. He takes a shot down the room. Yo, that has to be the most ridiculous goal to be scored in a Euro final ever. Lamine Yamal is going to celebrate it, but it's not his goal. Let's call that is 2-1. And even though Yamal was trying his best to get his team a third goal in this final, Italy were the team that were getting more and more goal scoring opportunities, but they just couldn't finish, and thankfully we would see the game end in favour of Spain. There we have it. Lamine Yamal has finally won his first ever major international trophy. He was directly involved in both of the goals in this final, and Spain are the champions of Europe. And after yet another great season of winning everything possible, Yamal will earn himself his second Ballon d'Or of his career. But season 9 would not be like the others for Yamal, because even though he had a great start to the season and was looking like he could easily win himself another Ballon d'Or, things would quickly turn around when he suffered the first major injury of his career that will keep him sidelined for at least 4 months. And with him being gone, that would mean that Kylian Mbappe will take over as the main player for PSG, and he did a very good job by scoring a lot of goals and helping the team win the Coupe de France. But unfortunately, that will be the only trophy that PSG will win this season, as they finished in second place in the league and also got knocked out of the Champions League in the quarterfinals. But a big change will happen this season, with Lionel Messi making a massive move from Barcelona over to PSG. And not only is he reuniting with his former Barcelona teammate Lamine Yamal, but he is also going to be teaming up with Kylian Mbappe, and on paper they should undoubtedly be the best team in the world. And while it did take some time for Messi to fully adapt to playing football in France, we will see Lamine Yamal on the other hand find his form again after coming back from last season's injury. But it looks like Kylian Mbappe is quickly reaching his full potential, as he was the top scorer of the team for the second year in a row, and PSG was successfully able to reclaim the league title this season after losing it last year. But it was clear that things weren't perfect, as they didn't have a great run in any of the domestic competitions, and they also got knocked out of the Champions League in the round of 16. But this season Yamal still has the World Cup to play for, and there are a lot of expectations for the Spanish Spanish team. And while in real life we saw Spain get knocked out in the round of 16, in this reality they have Lamine Yamal, and he will prove to be the difference maker throughout this tournament, as he scored 6 times for Spain to play a huge role in helping his country make it to the World Cup final for the first time since 2010. And in what is Lamine Yamal's biggest game of his career, he is going to have to beat Kylian Mbappe's France to become the champion of the world. And we will have an end-to-end game with France having the first real opportunity. Oh, there are a lot of players on the right hand side for France. Tchouaméni is going to cross it into Griezmann. Oh, that is side netting. What a goal that would have been. And at the other end, we will also see Spain have a big chance. Yamal gets past a few players. He plays it through to Gavi. Gavi plays it into Pedri. Pedri! Oh, that is a great save by my nan. But again, we will see this French attack cause Spain some problems. Oh my god, look at the pace from Ousmane Dembele. He gets past a few players, he plays it back to Griezmann. Oh my goodness, that is in my backyard, bro. That is crazy. But the more the game went on, the more we were able to see from Lamine Yamal. Rodri plays it back to Yamal. Yamal cuts inside. Oh, what a flipping save. Oh my goodness. And France know how dangerous Yamal can be, so they kept on doing everything they could to stop him. Yamal? Oh, that is a crazy tackle on Yamal. And in what is the final bit of action in the first half, we have a free kick and Lamine Yamal is going to try find someone. Oh, that falls to Nico Williams, and Pedri is right there to score, and that is 1-0 to Spain. What a way to end the first half, and this is a very important lead. But even though we went into the break a goal up in this final, we couldn't stay comfortable because France are one of the best teams in the world. Yo, hold on, there is no way that is not out for a throw. And Rabiot goes ahead and scores. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe what I'm witnessing right now. France have equalized in the second half, and this is the terrible start by Spain. And again, every time Yamal touched the ball, France were doing everything they could to keep him quiet, but they couldn't stop him from creating chances. Rodri plays over to Gavi, and now Lamine Yamal, he tries passing it, and he gets a second opportunity. That is a good save by the keeper. And at the same time, we also needed the team to stay strong defensively. Olivier Giroud up against Carvajal. No way, he came out on top. Rabiot again. No, Camavinga. He's offside. Oh my god, we are so lucky. And for the rest of the game, there weren't any other real chances created as we went into extra time with the game still tied. But even then, none of the teams could find a winning goal, and that means that the World Cup final and the biggest game of Yamal's career will have to be decided on penalties. Alright, here we go. Nico Williams is going to be taking the first penalty of the shootout, and he sends the keeper the wrong way. Let's go. And now it's Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe! Oh, what a save by the keeper! And now Morata is up next for Spain. Please, I need you to lock in and score this. Morata, let's go! Come on. Griezmann is up next. A save will be massive. Oh, sends us the wrong way. And now it's Rodri. Please, Rodri, I need you to score this as well. That is another great penalty. And now it's Dembele. If there is anyone to miss again, it has to be Dembele. Dembele! Oh, let's go! And that means it is all down to Lamine Yamal, the main man himself, to win Spain the World Cup trophy. And this is the biggest penalty of his career. Come on, we need to lock in. Lamine Yamal. Come on, yes, let's go! Finally, he has done it. Let's go. What a penalty from Lamine Yamal, and he has helped his country to win the World Cup, and he finally gets his hands on the only trophy that was left for him to win, and Yamal has now completed football. And after beating France in the World Cup final, we would see Lamine Yamal win the Ballon d'Or this season ahead of his teammate Kylian Mbappe. But after winning the World Cup and completing football, Lamine Yamal felt that it was time for him to have a new challenge in his career, and he will make a big money move over to Saudi Arabia. And things didn't start perfectly for him at his new club, as it took some time for him to fully adjust to his new surroundings and teammates, but it was only a matter of time before things started to click for him, and we would see Yamal show his world-class talent by scoring 25 goals for the team. And even though their big rivals Al Nassr had Cristiano Ronaldo, Yamal's goals were more than enough to help Al Hilal win the league title this season, and it's fair to say that his signing was a success for the club. But that chapter of Yamal's career wouldn't last too long, because he would decide to go back to where it all started, over in Brazil. And while Santos are far from being where they were back in the day and are no longer a top team, Yamal's signing was very important for the club, as his world-class performances and influence was able to save the club from relegation, and we will see Lamine Yamal end his career as one of the best players of his generation, just like his idol Neymar. And if you guys have enjoyed this video, then you will definitely enjoy this one right here, so make sure you click on it right now and make sure you subscribe.